I travel to America a lot, and in September me and my daughter drove a 3,500 mile road trip from Key West right up to Boston, and it's just not like the way that we perceive it over here.
Okay.
You know, they're so patriotic, and they won't tolerate like the communist way that we have our government run us. So that it will.
What? Sorry, you think the British government is communist?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think.
What are you basing that on? What are you basing that on, Marie?
Because we don't have no say on anything at all.
What do you think communist means? What's the definition of the word communist?
Well, obviously, in a communism country, you're not allowed to travel, and you know what? I'm not on to questioned about my knowledge of communism.
Well, if you were the one who used the word, Marie, and it's actually about distribution of wealth. Do you know how wealth is distributed under a communist regime?
Well, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that we have no decisions here. We have no say in anything. What we're told, we do. If the pension age rises, it rises. You know, we would never revolt, and we would just accept everything.
And how does that differ in the? Well, how does that differ in the States?
Because other countries are not like that. So in America, they wouldn't tolerate that. They won't tolerate it's just going to make him more popular. It's just going to make Donald Trump more popular, is all of this. And he's really popular over there anyway. They absolutely love him. It's not the way that we perceive it over here.
So you think that Trump increased people's individual freedom to challenge the laws of the land?
I don't think he increased it, no, but I don't think that they live in the society that we live in here. They're very patriotic, and they believe in the freedom of the country, and we don't have that here. You might believe that we do, but I don't believe that we do. I don't believe that we have the freedoms that they have over there here.
Well, we don't have the freedoms to have firearms over here. That would be one significant difference for which I'm incredibly grateful. Marie in Castleford, thank you for that frankly baffling call.
Who do you believe? Simon Calder, travel expert, who says absolutely this is Brexit, or Sora Braverman, who says nothing to do with it?
Oh, hello, Sangita. Yes. Well, of course, Simon Calder. Who knows more about getting in and out of countries and, you know, world travel than Simon Calder?
Genuinely no one. I've worked with him.
Much more than Sora flipping Braverman. Okay, let's put that one to bed. Right, now you see the thing is, everything that goes wrong, everything that is... Brexit has got an awful lot to do with this. It's not the whole picture. Of course, there are other factors, but Brexit has made everything that bit worse. Okay, and it was predicted and predictable. Back in the 2016 campaign, you know, the people who knew what they were talking about, they predicted all of this, whether it be the crossings in Dover, or whether it would be the economy, or many, many other things. Okay, leaving the EU was the greatest con job that these people have inflicted on any country in human history. It's right up there. It's right up there in one of the greatest cons of all time. It was all based on lies and BS, and it was pointed out at the time. So you had experts who knew what they were talking about up against Brexit headbangers like Steve Hardman Baker and Angela Leadsom and Jacob Rees-Mogg and Johnson and Farage and all these other awful people. And they've inflicted this appalling, I call it an appalling con. And they, quite frankly, they should all be in prison for the damage they've done to this country.
I mean, John, we have to be clear that they haven't been charged with anything criminal.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's my own opinion.
Yeah.
Is that these people, what they've done to this country, and not just economically, but politically. I've known friends they've gone bust. They're out of business because of Brexit. Yeah. I know people who used to tour around Europe. They can't do it anymore. Okay, I'm a musician. There are loads of people. It's never heard about. It's never reported on. But there are thousands of people in this country that have gone under because of Brexit, because they can't afford to do it anymore. They can't afford to trade or travel through Europe anymore because of all the extra bureaucracy and the extra cost and all the rest of it. And this is just another symptom of it. What's happening in Dover right now? You know, it was all predicted, and quite frankly,
Well, it may have been predicted, John. I agree. It may have been predicted, John, in Bristol, but I do wonder whether or not it was effectively communicated to voters. And I think actually there were problems on both sides of that debate in terms of information and misinformation or lack of information. And I would say I agree with you, John, actually. I think people know my view that I do believe that the Leave campaign spread quite a lot of misinformation. The £350 million a week on the side of a bus, clearly not true. But did the Remain campaign do the job that it should have done? I actually don't think so. I think they did a pretty bad job, if I'm honest.